Good morning, YouTube, LinkedIn. Good morning, TikTok. How are you doing this morning? Welcome to another installment of Contracting Chatter. We don't believe in growing alone over here, so grab your business bestie, your contractor's notebook, your favorite beverage. I have my coffee. Come into the room so we can get started with today's segment. Oh, you know what? No wonder I look strange. I forgot to put my earrings in. Good morning, everybody. How are you doing this morning? I hope you are having an amazing day. I know it's early. It's 7:30 a.m. Good morning, Mo. You're having an amazing day. Good morning, Moses. And let's get this started. Now, we know how we were raised. We were raised to speak when we enter the room. So as you come into the room, say hello, greet everybody, because your next business partner could be in the room. They could be in the comment section. They could be the person that is chatting with you. So say hello as you enter the room. This morning's stream, I need to change my setup. I'm doing an interview and I need to change my setup for that interview. And I haven't quite fixed this setup layout yet, but that's okay. So let's talk about, I follow a great business coach. One of these days, I'm going to do an event for business founders that are taking care of their families. Just I'm going to tell you, I have a whole lot going on. Running a business, raising twins, a mother who's developing dementia and is in denial. And for everybody out there who is dealing with anything like that, it's heartbreaking. It's when she have her good days, she have her good days. But when she has her bad days, she is in denial. She have a memory problem. And when I say denial, I mean denial. So keep a girl in prayer. It can be kind of distracting at times. What was my topic for this morning? The message I just got blew my whole topic this morning. So Contracting Chatter is a platform where we discuss government contracting and business. We discuss what is going on in the industry and how you can change your company to become a government contracting company and be successful. I do not have the conversations that you hear around town or you hear commonly um, on the internet. And that's because I have over 20 years experience in government contracting. So a lot of these conversations are fruitless. You hear a whole lot of conversations around getting a certification. Certifications are useless, especially if your back end isn't together. If you can't invoice the government, what good is a certification? And I had this conversation with someone who was like, but if they go through the process, the certification process does nothing to help you get your back end together. All the certification does is say, I own a company, I have a bank account, I proved I funded, and that you are whatever social economic bracket that certification represents. It has nothing to do with stabilizing your business. Then we have the conversations around proposal writing. Nothing wrong with proposal writing. You must write a proposal in order to obtain a government contract. The problem is, once again, if you're not developing a budget, you don't know how to develop your rates, you don't know how to bid. So even if your technical part is correct, most companies lose out on their bidding. They're bidding too low or they're bidding too high. Most companies are bidding too low. And a too low bid in government contracting represents a company that is unstable. It represents a company that's not going to be there for the long haul. And when the government awards a contract, they're trying to award a contract to a company that is going to be around, that's going to be stable, that's showing sustainability. So if you're bidding, let's just say hypothetically, $100,000 on a contract, and the government knows that it takes $200,000 to do the work, they're not going to award you a contract just because you bid $100,000. They're not going to do it. What you're demonstrating to the government is that A, you don't know what you're doing, or B, you're not sustainable. Either look isn't good. And neither look is good. So proposal writing is good, but even the way they discuss that in the internet streets is bad. Then we have this overindulgence in government talk, and it still is incorrect, where we're going through the different types of contract types. It's something you should know because every contracting plan should have a contract mix. And you can't mix your contracts until you know the contract types. You know, your fixed price, your cost plus, your T&Ms. However, a lot of the people holding these conversations can't even explain the difference between a fixed price and a T&M. A T&M is time and materials. Time is labor, materials is just that. The things you bought to do the project. Well, that's different from fixed price, which is just that. You bid one price and you stay at that price. I don't care what it actually costs you to perform. You bid a price and that's it. And the government kind of flip-flops on what they believe is more risk of which contract type absorbs risk for them. Good morning. Sometimes they say it's T&M, sometimes they say it's fixed price. You'll see T&M a lot in construction contracts. You see fixed price a lot in construction projects, but you will see it in professional services. You'll see it in training. So once again, if you don't have your budget straight, you will bid your fixed price wrong and you will lose your shirt. As you come into the room, say hello. You know how we were raised. We was raised to speak when we enter the room. So just come in and say hello to everybody. Because the person that you're chatting with could be your next business partner. So you want to say and greet everybody in the room a simple hello. These are just some of the things that I've noticed over the years, even before I opened my business, with government contract speak. It's just, it's inaccurate. Good morning. Happy New Day to you, Miss LY. I'm saying a lot because that message just threw me off that I got just as I was trying to go live. It threw me off my game this morning. I'm going to be honest. So what I like to do is have what I call complete conversations around government contracting. And a complete conversation is where I discuss as much as possible on a platform such as this, as complete of the topic as I can. When I talk about yesterday, for example, when I talked about salaries, I know the training out there is if you have a company, after you paid the expenses, everything left over is yours. I don't agree with that mindset. However, in government contracting, you can't do that. You have to give yourself a salary. And you have to W-2 yourself, period and point blank in the discussion, because you have to create a salary list that gets turned into the government. I call that treating your company like a petty cash fund. Now, you teach people how to treat your company by how you treat your company. Are you treating your company like a petty cash fund? And that's robbing the coffers whenever you feel like it? Or are you treating your company just as it is, a company? Are you running a corporation? Or are you robbing the piggy bank every chance you get? Every chance you get? You have to decide how you're doing that. So there's a lot to be said for how you set up your company and how you go forward. And it affects the way you do government contracting. We're having those complete conversations over here. Interesting. Data and information is very important as a government contractor. Staying on top of the latest news, because a contract is in the news. Now, what I was seeing interesting too, is I was reading a defense news article about our military closing a base in Nigeria. That's a government contract. They actually hire contractors to help shutter, is the official term, bases. That's ensuring all of our equipment is off the base, packed up, and returned to home or sent to another base, wherever the stuff is going. So it's a little more than a packing company, but basically it's a packing company for the military. However, you can be packing high grade materials. So you may need some people may need security clearances. That's a government contract. So if you're paying attention to what's going on, you can spot the contracts before they even come out. And if you do, like I will tell you to do, and instruct my clients to do, you're ahead of the game and you're ahead of the ball. There's a trend in government contracting where they're trying to do a lot of streamlining because the contracting process is so long and so arduous. They're trying to do streamlining, and they're actually trying to do, I'm going to have to do something with my filters over on TikTok. They even farm out some biohazards there. So if you have a business and you have a waste management service, let's say, if you get some of your people biohazard certified, you can obtain a government contract. And that's a great way to keep your business afloat. If you get the right contract mix and the right mix of agencies, you've got it going on. And nobody is saying you have to do either or. As my mentors say, we're an and plus world. So you can do civilian and government contracts. Nobody is saying, that's why I came up with this thing. And if you go to my link tree and you go to my training center, you'll see I did something, and I have it on my podcast as well. I did something called the 3 types of contractors: the novice, the contracting business, and the I forget what I call it, the 3rd type, and the revenue. The revenue is the one who has government contracting as another line of revenue, simply put. Government contracting only makes up less than 30% of your overarching business. Now, the contracting business is where 80 to 90% of your business is government contracting. It's up to you to decide what you want to do. And the novice, what I call the novice or the novelty contractor, is the one that picks up a government contract every now and then. It's up to you to decide what you want to do. And I'm going to follow that training up with a how to determine what you want to do, or how to transition from one to the other. Because you can transition. Something I told my daughter when we was mapping out her business: how you start isn't necessarily how you have to stay. You can transition. See, now you want to be a government contracting business, and that's great. Government contracts all day, every day. That's your business. You need to have a contracting plan. In Contracting and Business Week, I've already started working on the workbook for the VIP. We're talking about that. In fact, hold that thought. Okay, I can access it on this phone. I have to switch phones. That's one of the things we're talking about during the Contracting and Business Week. Good morning, Dwayne. Creating a contract plan. So day 1 and day 2 is business development 2.0. It's not that standard business development. So we're talking about creating a contracting plan on one of those days. Day 3 of Contracting and Business Week is compliance. I am your compliance girl. I will forever talk about compliance. Day 4, low-hanging fruit season for new contractors. Day 5, low-hanging fruit season for experienced contractors. We need to have those conversations. And we need to know how to manage the season so you can manage your expectations. Because a lot of new contractors go in the low-hanging fruit season, which starts July 1st. And they're disappointed when they come out of the season and they don't have the results they expected, because that's another thing people talk about, and they talk about it wrong, or they talk about it incorrectly. It's low-hanging fruit season because the government is spending all of their money in the fourth quarter. Whatever they have left, they're spending. That's true. But if you are new, they don't know you, they're just not going to be throwing money out the window just to hand you a contract. I don't know where that thought process came from. They don't throw the rule books out the window just to hand out contracts. And that's the way low-hanging fruit season is discussed. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, who told these people that? And it's not true. So new contractors go into the season thinking they're going to be given something because they have a certification. And no, first of all, most contracting officers shudder when they see these certifications, because most of these businesses are not stable. They do not have, good morning, MC. They do not have their back ends together. And they don't know how to bill. They don't know the rules of engagement. They didn't bother to find out the rules of engagement. And they're just trying to figure it out. Secondly, nobody's giving you anything. And I've seen that language used time and time again. Once you get certified, they're going to give you a contract. They're not giving you anything because of certification. I know that's how it's talked about. I know that's how it's discussed, but it is a lie from the pits of hell. I will state that. And the contracting officers are very seasoned. They know if you're unstable. They know because you submitted a Hello Beautiful proposal and a Hello Honey budget. They know. And if you don't know what I'm referencing, I did a live a couple of weeks ago. I want to start today. I did a live a couple of weeks ago, and I asked the question, does your proposal sound like Hello Beautiful? And for most women and a lot of the men, you get these horrible messages in your DMs on social media from people, and all they say is Hello Beautiful. And then it's like, what makes you different from the other Hello Beautiful? Why should I respond to you? And that is what your proposals sound like. Your proposals are another Hello Beautiful. And just like I said it, and just like when you read it, you roll your eyes. That's what the contracted officer is doing. They're going, your proposal is a Hello Beautiful, and your budget is a Hello Honey or a Hey Baby. No substance, no form, no nothing. You want your proposal and your budget to be a full introduction. Hello, my name is. And I just wanted to take time out my day to introduce myself. Now, wouldn't you respond to that? Isn't that a whole lot different than Hello Beautiful? Doesn't that make you stand up and take notice? Whether they respond or not, it makes an impression that they took the time to introduce themselves versus being lazy and saying, hello, beautiful. And a lot of people are turning in hello, beautiful proposals, especially with the advent of AI and these fake um, contracting gurus out here telling everybody just plug in the stuff in the AI and let AI write your proposals. And your proposal is going to sound like everybody else's proposal. You really sound like a hello, beautiful. Utilizing it as a tool is one thing. Utilizing it to spit out your entire response is another. We need to have a conversation about how and when to use tools in our business. That's another conversation for another day. But your girl didn't eat before she went live, so I don't have the energy to actually go in this morning. But there's just so much that every contracting business needs to have in place. Now, I was going to post how to get started in my contractor's university. When I reviewed the video, I realized I used the wrong camera and everything that I wrote is inversed. So I'm re-recording the video this morning and I'm going to post it this afternoon. I will make an announcement post that everything is up. I'm actually posting it in parts. So there's going to be a how to get started in business. And I've actually decided to go from the cradle to the cross. So I'm going to walk you through, and I'm putting it behind a paywall. And I'm going to say this. You want to get started in business and you're not willing to pay the price, then you're not serious about being in business. Freebie Nation can only get you so far. And I'm not pricing this at $1,000. No, I'm not going to do that. This is going to be low cost, low barrier to entry information that I'm going to throw out there for you guys. But I'm putting it up there. I'm actually going to put up there how I created this from there's actually a whole thing under here. Now, if you buy my book, Keys to Government Contracting, which I'm rewriting, so a second edition is coming out soon, and I'm going to do a virtual book launch for Keys to Government Contracting and Power Partnering in Government Contracting. I'm going to do a virtual book launch for both books, for 3 books. Keys to Government Contracting, Power Partner in Government Contracting, and I have an ebook, Stages of Government Contracting. I'm currently rewriting all 3. Whether you're a government contracting or contractor or not, the first 3 chapters in Keys will help you set up your business, whether you go into government contracting or not, especially the second edition, because it will take what I'm getting ready to put out in the training center and it goes into deeper detail. And having the right mentoring coaches is vital in supporting your business. Being in the right communities is vital for your business growth. And I'm going to say this before I log off. Doing business alone or trying to do business alone is a recipe for frustration. Trying to bounce all of your business ideas off of your families and your friends is a recipe for frustration. Your family and friends are your family and friends. You need a business community of people who are trying to do the same thing you're doing, led by a coach or a mentor who is 10 steps ahead of you. If you're in a business community of people who are all newbies, all you're doing is swapping bad ideas. But if you're a community led by somebody who is 10 steps ahead, then you're sharing inspiration, sharing ideas, and holding each other accountable for great ideas. And that's the difference. You have to have somebody to help guide you along. And I believe I'm going to talk about that tomorrow, because I'll be a little more head straight. I won't pick up my messages before I go live or during my live, because that threw me off this morning. I have new podcast episodes coming out. Proposal Compliance is the new episode I'm recording Thursday. So that's coming out. I'm going to re-record the episode on the difference between a coach, a mentor, and a consultant. I already did that episode. It's one of my first 2 episodes on my podcast. But I think I'm going to revisit it and re-record it. Not from a standpoint of repeating it, but I think it just based using some going deeper into the topic. I think I would talk about it differently now. And hopefully I can schedule a time where my mentor or one of my mentors could come on and talk with me about it. So hopefully I can get one of them to do it, or all of them to do it. You know me, I like to volunteer people. So for anybody who wants to know, I have a podcast called Contractors Conversation, LT&A Contractors Conversation. It's on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, YouTube podcasts are just some of the platforms it's streaming on. There are some great episodes on there. There are a few segments from last year's Contracting Business Week is on there as well. So you can go on there and get a sneak peek at what Contracting and Business Week is like. Now this year, Contracting and Business Week is Me Fi Me. I don't have any guests. So it's a full week of me training or talking to you. It's Contracting and Business Week is a complimentary service, free, that I'm streaming exclusively to YouTube. You register just so you can get the notices. If you subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is LT&A Consulting Group, if you subscribe, you'll get the notice when I go live. Contracting and Business Week is July 8th through the 12th. And the segments go live at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every day. If you upgrade to VIP, which is $97, after the regular stream, you will go into a 30-minute Q&A session. And after the regular stream is a 30-minute Q&A session. VIP also will receive a masterclass that Saturday the 13th. And I'll release the masterclass title tomorrow because I don't have it in front of me and I don't want to give the wrong title. because it's a modification of a talk that I'm giving or have given. Will be the master class, and then we can also take 30 minutes to go over what we reviewed during the week. VIP will also receive a VIP booklet to walk you through the entire week. I'm working on the booklet now. So I'm excited. This will be the first year that I'm offering VIP for Contracting and Business Week. It's the first year that I'm offering a booklet for Contracting and Business Week. And a masterclass tied to, it's the first year I'm offering a masterclass tied to the Contracting and Business Week. So I'm excited for the upgrade. And before I log off, I want to say this. Yesterday, we talked about you can't win until you fix it. I want to say this before I log off. You can't upgrade until you make some adjustments. So you can't win until you fix it, and you can't upgrade until you make adjustments. And that means adjusting everything. You can't adjust one area and not another. You have to adjust everything. Everything needs adjustment. I talked about this a few weeks ago. A lot of times when you have a leaky roof, it's not your roof that's the problem. Your roof is leaking because your foundation is off. And once you fix your foundation, you still need to adjust some shingles or replace some shingles on your roof because they were thrown off kilter by your foundation being off. That applies for everything. There are times that things aren't working in your business because you're trying to win without fixing the things that are wrong, and you're fixing the wrong things. You may not need to tweak your website, or you need to tweak your website after you fix your services. You may need to fix your website after you tweak your services, after you've revisited your vision. You could be just looking at the wrong things. So you can't win until you fix it, and you can't do anything until you upgrade. So with that, I invite you to return tomorrow morning for another installment of Contracting Chatter at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm your host, Luciana Turner of the LT&A Consulting Group. We are a boutique government contracting, consulting, and training firm. Visit my website at LTAConsultingGroup.com. We provide a series of services. Government contracting is a niche service. We do provide business strategy services, budgeting. So just go to our website and take a look. And with that, have an amazing day. Don't stress yourself out, because a stressed mind will never create. And I'll see you tomorrow morning.